Oh my god, guys, it wasn't supposed to start filming now, but I'm eating sweet. Okay, let me quickly swallow it. Done. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, right, I'll be talking more about my secondary school journey. So this year, I'm a J1 student in Eunoia Junior College. So I was thinking, why not I talk to you guys about my secondary school journey from Sec 1 to Sec 4, the transition phases, some of the things which I learned, and maybe some advice which I can give you guys, which will potentially help you guys in your secondary school journey. Okay, so let's start with our dearest Sec 1. So Sec 1 was wow, okay, really, because in Sec 1, right, the number of subjects jumped from B6 to Sec 1 is actually quite huge. In B6, you only have like English, you have Chinese or Gaohua, you have maths and science. Only these 4 core subjects which are tested for PSLE. But then in Sec 1, you are like, you know why? Because you have a lot more subjects. So you have like, what else you have? Okay, you have literature, you have history, you have literature, history, geography, you have music, you have art, you have D&T, you have FCE, so on and so forth. But obviously these are actually broken down to semesters. So, you know, we've got 3 more main core subjects, right? Literature, geog, and history, which are tested from Sec 1 to Sec 2. I guess initially I was a bit shocked because I wasn't used to the rigor, especially literature. Oh my gosh, I'm not a lit student, guys. So when I read poems, right, I remember Life in Uganda, there was one of these poems which I was reading and I just couldn't understand. Oh my god. But we have our amazing lit teacher, Miss Amitra, Slay Queen. Oh my god, she was a really good lit teacher. Yeah. And yeah, basically in Sec 1, don't be too stressed on yourself if you do not get the score which you actually wanted, because I guess it's really on adapting to the pace in secondary school, which is slightly different from primary school. So don't be too discouraged if, you know, you don't get the results which you really wanted for the first few exams. Okay? And then in Sec 2 is the time where is the year where basically you'll choose a subject combination. So at the end of the year, right, your school will give you the list of subject combinations which you are eligible for to apply for. So that is why, right, in secondary 2, I would say don't slack too much, because it's really the time, right, where your grades do matter. To a certain extent, it does matter, because if you do not make the cut for certain subjects grade, right, then you'll not be able to take the subject. So for example, for pure science, if you want to take, for example, pure chem, pure bio, or pure physics, you do need, for my school at least that year, you needed a B3 or B4 and above. So yeah, if basically you score lower than that, then you're not eligible lah. So I would say, right, if you are really aiming for a certain subject which you know has a certain cutoff point, then yeah, do work hard for it, because if you do not, right, then there may be a chance which you may not be able to take the subjects which you actually want. And on, you know, some advice on choosing a subject combination: choose the subjects which you enjoy and you know that even if it gets tough, your passion will pull you through. So do not ever take subjects, right, which you dread to do a single piece of work. So for myself, personally, I don't like physics. So I know, right, if I were to take physics, I know that 我肯定会死的, because I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but I know that if I was to go to dive in a deeper level, I'll be like, seeing stars. Yeah. So that's why I didn't take physics in Sec 3. I took bio instead. And my auntie is a physics teacher. My cousins, all of them took physics. And when I told them I was taking bio, they were like, why do you take bio? And I was like, yeah, oh, because, you know, I know that it's a subject that I can score well in, and I truly do enjoy the subject. And then they were like telling me, oh no, don't take it. And then yeah, I still took it. But anyways, I'm pretty happy that I didn't follow that advice, because I actually did pretty well for bio throughout my Sec 3 and Sec 4, getting most of the times A1 and A2. So rule of the thumb is don't blindly follow the crowd, but follow your heart. So just take subjects which you know that you can enjoy, and don't take a certain subject because everyone else is taking it. If all your friends are taking a subject, you don't have to copy them. You can always, you know, you just choose the subjects which you enjoy personally. Because at the end of the day, right, if you just follow your friends blindly, then it may not be something that you enjoy. So yeah, just choose subjects which you truly enjoy. You know your passion will pull you through. And yeah, And oh yes, if you already know what you want to do, right, in the future, or like maybe have a rough indication, then if you go to the poly websites, right, they have actually like prerequisites already over there. So I think that will be a good gauge for you as well on what subjects you actually need to take for that subject. But if you do not know what you want to do or have any idea, not to worry at all, because like you're only like 13 or 14 years old, and I mean, when I was 13 and 14, I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do. And maybe like up till now, right, I'm still having a crisis in thinking what I want to do in the future. But anyways, I guess follow your passion, and your passion will lead you to, yeah, what you really like to do. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to get a job in the future, or if you want to start your own business, life will get tough, but really what pulls you through is your mentality and your driving passion. Okay, so that's on choosing a subject combination. And then in Sec 3 is where, yeah, your subject combination starts. And then obviously from Sec 2 to Sec 3, right, the content you learn will be deeper and obviously tougher as well. So do take some time during the holidays in Sec 2 to really brush up on your content which you were not strong in, because some content in Sec 3 is actually built up from your lower sec. So you do not want to accumulate all those misconceptions which you had in the past, and then you build it, let it snowball all the way to Sec 4. I don't think that is a good idea, because when your time hits a Sec 4, right, it's gonna be like pff, lightning flash very, very fast. And basically you have grad in like September, and then like October is your October is your practical exam, and then November, December, time just flies very fast, like I don't know what it calls, but like a snap of a finger. Yes, I can't snap my finger, but yes, with a snap of a finger. So in Sec, I would say cherish your secondary school life as well. Cherish your friends, your teachers, your environment, because time will fly very fast. And in Sec 4, right, one piece of advice which I want to leave with you guys is treat O-levels as, not the final destination, but treat it more as a checkpoint in your life, and do not take it overly seriously that you neglect your family members and people whom actually matters the most at the end of the day. So I know O-levels, right, is very, very important to most of you guys, or maybe even N-levels are important, but do not neglect people whom, really matter to you the most, and people who actually care for you, your friends, your family members, your brothers, your sisters. And also treat O-level as a marathon, not a sprint, because if you sprint for O-levels, right, for example, you sprint from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, you are gonna be subjected to burnout. And burnout is the least ideal case which you want to face in O-levels, because a burnout takes a very long period of time to recover. So if you know that your body is already giving you indications that you are stretched thin, you're stretched to the maximum, just stop, take a break and continue again. Because that period of time which you take the break, right, is a lot shorter than recovering from a burnout. And that is what I've heard and read on Reddit, heard of people saying before as well. So, don't take O-levels as if it's like the final destination of your life, because you're worth so much more, and there's many other checkpoints in life which we will also need to check one day sooner or later. For example, your poly GPAs, A-levels, you have your job interviews, you have many other things which matter a lot more in your life than just your O-levels. And O-levels are important, but do not be like so hypnotized to it that if you don't do well you will die or whatsoever. Obviously you don't. And yeah, basically after O-levels, right, you'll split into two paths, poly and JC, or maybe you can go to a private school, or maybe you go to LaSalle, NAFA, these kind of schools as well. So initially I feel like the change in environment is definitely quite big, especially for it's big for all kinds of tertiary educations. So I would say take the first few weeks to adapt to the life. But coming from a JC point of view, right, in EJ the campus is like really big compared to my secondary school, so it kind of took me a while to navigate everywhere. And when I was turning in circles because I kept losing my way. But I think now it's a lot better because I spent 1 week in EJ and I kind of know where most things are, I guess. Yeah, more or less. And for me, I was a JAE student, right? So I don't really know many people there. In fact, I didn't know almost everyone, because a lot of people from my school, they were from Senix, SCGS, and Cat High. So basically, most people, they already know each other, especially the JIP students, because they had like that 3 weeks period where they actually get to know each other better first before the JC students come in. Yeah, so I would say I was actually pretty scared because I was afraid that I wouldn't make new friends. But I guess what I learned was to really put yourself out there and do not be afraid. Just talk to people, you know, get to know them better, be more open, step out of your comfort zone, because I don't expect people to come up and talk to me, but I myself must take the initiative to talk to people. So I would say that even though if you're shy, right, maybe try to talk to a few people, because at least for my school, I know that maybe most people, they'll be quite accommodating, so trying will never hurt. And maybe at the end of the day, maybe that one friend whom you talk to could be your BFF for life. You never know, because I've ever heard of stories, right, where JC period could be one of the most daunting but most fun experience in your entire education life in Singapore. So maybe really take the chance to experience JC life as a whole, not just as your studies. Oh yeah, sorry, sidetrack to tertiary education, because I really feel like these 2 years, right, in JC, or maybe 3 years or 4 years in poly, right, they will really pass very fast. Because even for me, right, when I graduated from secondary school, I feel like, I graduated already. Like, I really don't believe it, you know. I just keep thinking, like, why is time flying so fast? So obviously in JC, in poly, 2 to 3 years, time is gonna fly even faster. And now when I look at my door, right, I'm already seeing my JC uniform. Do you guys want to see what I'm seeing right now? Okay, let me show you guys. So normally on this door, I hang my secondary school uniform, but I see my JC uniform. So I don't know, time is like flying really fast. So one rule of thumb is to cherish your time, really cherish your time. Yeah, so yeah, I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye. See you guys in the next video.